So now we're going to go on to part 2. But just one thing, I want you to remember this by doing something which I call lie, cheat and steal. I was waiting to board a plane a little while ago, and there was a woman in front of me completely freaking out and losing it, and she just couldn't get on the plane, and her husband was kind of begging, come on baby, please. She goes, I can't. And that was bad enough, but then the ground crew started to go, well look, we're not going to board her. She's not fit to fly, and we're just about to have all her cases taken off the plane. I knew when I heard that we're all going to now have a massive delay, but I wanted to help her anyway, so I said, look, can I help you get on the plane? She went, no, I can't get on the plane. I said, well, I can help you. And she said, no, you can't help me because look. And she said, look at that. It just looks like a flying coffin. And I think if I get on that plane, I'm going to die. And I said, well, yeah, if you call it a flying coffin, that happens because what's she doing? What are the pictures she's making in her head? That is a flying coffin. And if I get on it, I'll die. And now her mind's like, if you get on it, you'll die. I can't have that. Why don't I give you a massive panic attack so you cannot board the plane? You see how mind is doing what it thinks it wants her to do. It's making sure she can't board because she's saying that plane is a coffin and I can't get off and I'm probably going to die. We never say that when we're getting in a car or even a train because we know we can get off. So I said to her, you know what, I bet I know what you did last night. She said, really? I said, yeah, you washed all your clothes, didn't you? And she said, and tidied the house. She went, how do you know? I said, well, people who fear flying, they do that because they are planning to die. They tidy up the house, they do all their laundry so no one else has to find it. And she said, oh, yeah, I do that. I said, well, I want you to stop. You are not going to die on the plane. I said, anyway, tell me, do you do your laundry when you get in on a car? And she said, of course not. I said, do you do your laundry when you go out to the store? No. I said, no, because you have faith. You get in a car knowing you're coming home. You walk to the shops knowing you're coming home. You get on a train knowing you're coming home, and you can get on that plane knowing you're coming home. So let's change the pictures. And I told her the story about my daughter at the fun fair, and I said, when we get on the plane, I'm going to sit next to you and we're going to pretend we're at Disneyland. And when it takes off, we're going to go, yay, I love this. So she went, okay. I'd already got her. And I said, I promise you, I will sit next to her, hold your hand. You are going to love this flight. And so she calmed down completely. She was kind of intrigued about what she'd been doing her laundry, tidying up the house, telling her brain that a plane was a flying coffin that she couldn't get off, and how she was responsible for how she felt and the fact she was having a panic attack, but she could change that and be responsible for loving being on the plane. So we got on the plane. The staff were amazed that she could change so quickly. Engine started to take over and we took off and we started to shout together, yay, this is so cool. I just feel like I'm at Disneyland. I'm like at a fun fair. This is exciting. And she said it quite loudly and it really excited her. And then we went to cruise and she looked at me and she went, wow, that's just amazing how easy you fixed me. But before we got on the plane, when I told her I was going to do this, she said to me, oh, I'm a bit confused now. Are you asking me to lie to my brain? I'm like, hell yes, I want you to lie, cheat and steal. And she looked a little confused. I'm like, yeah. Lie to your brain, cheat fear, steal back the confidence you want. I mean, look around this plane. Do you see any babies freaking out? No. Do you see any 1-year-olds thinking they're going to die? They have no idea. So I want all of you to lie, cheat and steal. You're going to lie to your brain. When you have to work 15-hour days, you go, I like it, I like it, I like it. When you go to the gym and push yourself, you go, I love it, I love it, I love it. Those words, I like it, love it, I've chosen it, I like it, I love it, I've chosen it, I want it, I want it, I want it. Even if it's painful, like with my broken arm, lie to your mind. And when you lie to your mind, you cheat fear, which is fantastic. And you change it to excitement. You cheat fear and replace it with excitement, and then you steal back the confidence you were born with. So just remember, lie, cheat and steal, because that's how you run your brain. You lie to it, you cheat the fear that would have been there if you'd used all those horrible words like disaster, nightmare, hell, torture. and you steal back the confidence you had. Babies aren't scared at being at the top of the stairs. They'll put their hand in a fire if you let them. They'll put their hand in a dog's mouth. They'll walk straight out of an upper window if you let them, because they are fearless. Now, of course, you're not going to do that. But you can lie, cheat, and steal to become the confident, self-assured person you were meant to be, with good habits. So let's do just a little bit of hypnosis just to understand where you got this habit of being so negative and putting bad pictures in your head. So I want you to look up. Just follow me, just look up as high as you can. Keep your eyeballs up, keeping your eyeballs up. Just breathe in and breathe out, and every time you blink, that is hypnosis coming upon you again. Breathe in, breathe out. And just one final time, breathe in, keeping your eyeballs up. As you exhale, just close your eyelids right down, all the way down. As your eyelids shut down, the muscles and nerves in and around your eyes are becoming heavy, droopy, drowsy. Your eyelids are starting to feel right now as if they've been glued shut, sealed shut, locked together. But just forget all about your eyes. And I want you to just drop your chin just a little so you really feel that wonderful looking down feeling that you might feel as you look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. You're looking down 10 steps. You have that looking down sensation. You're moving on to step 10. As each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9, and you can see your feet treading each step. You're taking step 8. You can hear your feet making contact with every step. And as you take step 7, you can see your feet, hear your feet, even feel your feet connecting to every step as you go deeper. You're taking step 6 now, going deeper with every heartbeat, every sound, noise, and movement around you, just carrying you deeper and deeper into such a healing, powerful, wonderful state of hypnosis. You're taking step 5. You're halfway down. As each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 4. As you gently, calmly, easily move on over to an even deeper level. You're taking step 3, going even deeper still. And now you're taking step 2. Going deeper into an awareness of yourself. You're taking step 1. Just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. Every time I click my fingers and say the words go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, you are going deeper into an awareness of yourself. So as you go deeper, and deeper and even deeper still, you know that you did not come onto the planet lacking self-belief. Babies are not negative. You know, when I said to my little girl, what do you want for Christmas? She said, I want a horse, and I want a gold crown, and I want a swimming pool. She wasn't arrogant. Kids have this belief, I can have whatever I want. The world's a great place. They love everything. They love rain and puddles and snow. They don't know how to be negative until someone teaches it to them. So I'm going to count backwards from 5 to 1, and you're going to go back to just how, where, when, and why you learnt to use negative words and negative pictures. And when you understand that this is learnt behavior, this is acquired behavior, you understand how easy it's going to be for you to let go of it forever. So let's start right now. Just let yourself relax. You've done regression now in the other modules. You know it's safe. It's exciting. It's even empowering. You've done it before. Going back to look at stuff in your past is now so familiar that you can do it again. So let's start right now. As I count backwards from 5 to 1, you are going right back to a scene, place, event, and time that is all to do with how, where, why, and when you learnt, you were taught by other people to put negative words and negative pictures in your head. It's exciting. Let's go. On the count of 5, you are drifting right back, easily, effortlessly, vividly. You're going way back to a scene, place, event, time where you were taught to use negative words and images. On the count of 4, you are becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. On the count of 3, you are drifting way back. Years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. On the count of 2, you're going back even further. On the count of 1, you are drifting all the way back right now. Just be there. As I click my fingers, a scene is springing into your head. And I want to just ask you a question. You're going to know the answer. This scene that is filling up your mind, it's rather like a television screen being switched on, or a computer, and the picture's coming into focus, this scene in your mind where you are now. Is it daytime or nighttime? You'll find you just know. You just know. It's like your computer has just warmed up and a picture is flooding your mind. And this picture that's flooding your mind, you can answer this question: is it daytime or nighttime? Are you on your own, or is anybody with you? What are you doing, seeing, feeling, and experiencing? And that is really the only question you need to answer. What are you doing, seeing, feeling, and experiencing? And as I click my fingers, your ears are wide open. You can hear something being said about you, or to you, or in front of you. On the count of 1, 2, and 3, your ears are open. You can hear someone, a family member, a teacher, someone saying something about you, or saying something negative like, oh, it's all going to end in tears. That's bound to go wrong. And as your ears fill up with these words, you're able to understand, oh, that's where I learned the negative pictures. My parents would say, we'll never be able to make enough money to do that. We're never going to get out of this mess. We're always going to rent. We'll never be able to go on holidays. We can't afford holidays. We don't have nice food. There's no money for treats. I'm never going to get the job of my dreams. That's all going to go wrong. Maybe you're a kid and you're playing and your parents go, that's going to end in tears. Maybe your mum says, I knew that would be a disaster. I knew I should never go there. I knew that was a mistake. Maybe you ask for a little gift and they go, who do you think you are? We can't possibly afford that. You can't have that. Who do you think you are? Now, I don't want to put all these words in your head because I know that you're coming up with your own words now. You're beginning to see, to remember, to recall how people who didn't mean to told you, we can't afford that. Things never work out. It's all going wrong. It's a disaster. It's a nightmare. This is hell. And I want you to look at where you learned to use negative words and negative pictures, because we copy people. My little girl came home from a weekend with my mum one day and went, oh, I've got my tension headache. And I said, darling, children don't get tension headaches. And my mum would always, when we travelled, bring car sickness pills because she would plan to get nauseous. And I said, Mum, don't give those to my daughter or me. We don't get car sick. It just doesn't exist. And my mum, bless her heart, would always plan to be ill. You know, she'd get her antacids at dinner. She'd pack travel sickness pills to go in the car. She'd pack some pills for every occasion. In fact, my little girl one day was looking at all her pills and was intrigued at how many she had. And I said, no, darling, we don't have pills because we don't get ill. But you can see how if you have even a mother who walks around the house going, oh, I've got my period. Oh, my God, it's so crampy. Oh, I'm in so much pain. Oh, I can't cope. Children who see that believe that's what periods are like, and they turn into that expectation. Mothers who say, oh, period, it's nothing, I'm going to play tennis now, I'm going swimming, I'm going running, or, well, I just live my life, it's just a slight blip, have the same period as their mother. Even girls who are adopted have the same periods as their adopted mother. If the mother sees it as a curse and negative and painful, that's what happens. If the mother sees it as a blip that you pay no attention to, or even a celebration of having a body that works and being a woman, that's what happens. So let's go back and have a look at another scene where your parents, teachers, relatives taught you to expect the worst. So again, on the count of 5, you are drifting back to a vivid, vital, crucial, absolutely significant scene that is all to do with where you learnt to expect things to go wrong. You're becoming younger, smaller, lighter, shorter. Years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. You're drifting right back on the count of 3, 2, and 1. Just be there as I click my fingers. A scene is springing into your head, as if you just switched on a television. And this scene where you are now, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own, or is anybody with you? And here's the only question that matters. What are you doing? Seeing, feeling, and experiencing. What is going on in that scene? That is all to do with how you learn to expect the worst and not the best. I want you to look at that scene, and as I count to 3 again, your ears are wide open. You hear something being said to you or about you or about your family. On the count of 1, 2, and 3, your ears are open. Now you can hear someone saying something to you which is all about how, when, where, and more than anything, why you learned to not believe things would work out, to expect the worst, to fill your head up with negative pictures. You'll never come first. Maybe you competed at running or swimming with your dad and he always won, and you began to believe, I can never beat other people. Maybe you had an older brother or sister that was 4 years in front of you, could always do maths and writing better, and you had a belief that I'm never going to be as good as other people, I can never catch up, other people are better than me. And often when you have an older sibling, you automatically accept that because they can do what you can't do. So look at how this happened, this ability to fill up your mind with negative pictures and words, and you can see that you didn't understand what was going on then. You compared yourself to people who had more money than you, who were years older than you. And you believed then what you believed. But you know what? You don't have to believe that anymore. I want you to look at the first scene and the second, and I want you to understand something. You came to conclusions when you were 5 or 6 or 7 or 4. You formed beliefs when you were just a kid, but you don't have to believe those beliefs anymore. Even if they were true then, they're not true now, and they'll never be true again. So we're going to go back to one more scene, and this is all to do with where you began to fear something unfamiliar. And of course, kids love familiar because it makes them safe. They like the same cup, the same breakfast cereal, the same bowl, the same spoon, the same movie over and over again, because familiar makes them safe, and that's good. But when you're grown up and you can take care of yourself, unfamiliar can also make you safe and happy and empowered and successful. So on the count of 5, you're going back to just one more scene. A vivid, vital, crucial scene that is where you learn to fear anything unfamiliar. On the count of 4, you're becoming years younger. On the count of 3 and 2, you're becoming smaller, lighter, shorter. On the count of 1, years, months, weeks, days are peeling away from your body. You are drifting right back right now to a vivid, vital, crucial, absolutely significant scene that is all to do with how, why, where, when you feared anything unfamiliar. And start with what was familiar. Your mind knows exactly which scene I'm looking for. It's locating it, finding it right now. It is springing it into your head on the count of 3, 2, 1. Just be there. And again, as I click my fingers, that picture in your head, that computer screen, that TV set, is warming up and popping something so significant into your mind. So where you are now, is it daytime or nighttime? Are you inside or outside? Are you on your own or is anybody with you? And here's the only question that matters. What are you doing? What are you feeling? What are you experiencing? You can feel that feeling like it happened yesterday. What are you feeling? And I want you to look at what you're feeling. And as I count from 1 to 2 to 3, your ears are wide open. And you can hear something being said to you. Don't do that, you'll hurt yourself. Don't go there, it will go wrong. Don't do that. It's dangerous. You know, some parents with the best intentions say, oh, don't climb that tree, you'll fall out and hurt yourself. Don't ride that bike, you'll fall off. Don't do that, you'll break your neck. You know how many parents say you're going to break your neck if you do that? And they don't say it because they want you to break your neck. They say it because they want you to be safe. You're going to break your neck if you do that. That's going to go wrong. That's a mistake. You'll get hurt if you do that. So I want you to hear your parents telling you things just so you can see, oh, that's how I learned to fear unfamiliar and stick with what is familiar, because that made sure I survived on the planet. But here I am, I'm now 25, 35, 45, 55. I have survived on the planet, and now I can embrace, I can welcome, I can celebrate unfamiliar because I'm safe. So I want you to look at all of those scenes. I want you to imagine you're looking at the first scene where you began to understand, telling your mind the wrong things. You're looking at the second scene where you learned, because of negative authority figures around you, to fill up your head with negative words and pictures. And the last scene where you learned to fear unfamiliar and stick with what is familiar, because as a kid, that was necessary for your survival, but it isn't now. And as you look at those three scenes, understanding is power. And you understand that just because this happened then, it's never going to have to happen again. So I want you to look at where you are now. Look at those three scenes that you've just seen. And I want you to understand, you're not that little kid. You'll never be that little kid again. You learned some things that aren't helpful or useful then. They may have had a use then, but they have no use now. And you understand a great truth. You're not a child. You're a smart, beautiful, talented, brave, courageous adult. And because you are a smart, beautiful, talented, brave, courageous adult, it will never again, for the rest of your life, be necessary or relevant or appropriate. It won't even be remotely interesting you to think the thoughts you thought then, or to believe the beliefs that you believed then. So as you go deeper into an absolutely relaxed state, you can look over, you can look around, you can look through those scenes, and you understand something. This is how you used to be, and it simply cannot, will not, and does not influence you ever again. It is out of your life. It is all behind you. It's in the past. In fact, those scenes you just looked at, really like the water of the shower or the bath you last took. That water's gone now. And you can't run back and collect it up even if you want to. It is all behind you. It is in your past. It is gone. And those scenes and the effect those scenes had on you are behind you, in your past, out of your life. They are gone. They are shrinking, fading, diminishing, disappearing. They are becoming erased, eradicated, eliminated. They are gone. and they cannot come back. They will never come back. So as you go deeper into an absolutely relaxed state, you're aware of something so incredibly exciting. You tell your mind what you want, and you do it so well. You take full responsibility for the pictures and words in your head, and you make the words so powerful, so positive, so beneficial, so relevant, so up to date, so appropriate, that the pictures, of course, have to follow. But you also make the pictures exciting, powerful, positive. And you make anything that is negative so unfamiliar to you. Accepting criticism, unfamiliar. Criticizing yourself, unfamiliar. Putting yourself down, putting yourself last. Saying things like, oh, I don't deserve that. Oh, it was nothing. Oh, don't mention it. That is all becoming unfamiliar. And as that becomes unfamiliar by repetition, you know what becomes familiar. Believing in yourself so that other people believe in you. Motivating yourself. Praising yourself. Working hard. Discipline. Self-belief. You're adding self-belief to talent that makes you unstoppable. And here's something else that you do. You use music. So when you wake up in the morning, your alarm clock plays something like, let's get it started. Perfect day. There's so many great songs that you can play that are really, really important. And I want you to think of some songs you can play. And I want you to imagine your alarm goes off and you hear Simply the Best from Tina Turner. Hey There, I'm a Rock Star from Shrek. Let's Get It Started from Black Eyed Peas. And there are so many more. But the first thing you hear in the morning is a motivating song. Simply the best, better than all the rest. You can do it. Let's get this started. And you hear great words. Things can only get better. You hear great words. And that's the most familiar thing. Every morning your alarm clock plays something that motivates you, that makes you leap out of bed. And then you say great things to yourself. I love my life. I've got a great job to go to. I've got a job to go to, even if it's not great. I've got a car to take me there. I've got petrol in the fuel tank. I've got money to buy food. And you fill yourself up with positive things. As you drive to work, you say, I love going to work because this may not be my ideal job, but it's taking me to my ideal job. I'm learning stuff. I've got experience, it's going on to my CV. Yeah, the traffic may be long, but you go, this is so cool, I could be taking 3 buses, I have a car. Yes, the queue in the store may be long, but you have money to buy food and lots of people don't. So it's not Pollyanna. You're running your brain. Your brain is your cheerleader. Every day before you go to bed, you say, what did I do that was great today? What one good thing happened to me? And even if it's a tiny little thing like letting someone cut in the traffic, letting someone cross the road, praising a colleague, you say, I did some great things today. So your mind is a cheerleader, your mind is a PA, your mind is your best friend. When you're doing something, your mind's going, you can do it, you're great at this, yay, you can do it. Just like if you're running a race and someone's shouting, come on, you can do it, keep going. You don't need that because your mind is your cheerleader. It tells you every day, yay, well done, great job, good job. It's also a parent that says, you're so skilled, this is your area of excellence, you can do this. It's also your best friend that points out all the good qualities you have. You tell your mind what you want. You remember to say those words. I am choosing to do a 16-hour day today. I'm choosing to work weekends. I'm choosing to pick healthy food. I'm choosing to go to the gym. I'm choosing to be really calm when my kids play up. I'm choosing to accept that they're just kids. And that's age-appropriate behavior. They're not naughty, they're not wild, they're not crazy. They're just age-appropriate. And you're seeing how changing your language is changing your entire life, because you now tell your mind what you want. I want this. I've chosen it. I will do whatever it takes. I'll put in the hours. I want it, want it, want it. I've chosen it, chosen it, chosen it. I like it, like it, like it. Even if it's not true, you know, by saying it enough, it becomes true. So your mind now is left in no doubt at all. Your mind knows what you want. And your mind gives you what you want, and it becomes easy. It becomes almost seamless, because you keep your mind on what you want and you keep it off what you don't want. And you always use those words. This thrills me, this delights me, this empowers me, this pleases me. Working all through the night, writing a business plan, it thrills me, it sets me on fire, it empowers me, I love it, there is nowhere else I'd rather be. And as you say that, you know it becomes true. And so you say it more, do it more, and it becomes who you are. And at the same time, you remember. That's the lying part, but it's a good lie. I love it, I want it, I've chosen it, this makes me so happy. And then you cheat, because you fill up your mind with exciting words. And you fill up your mind with exciting pictures. I want it, I've chosen it, I love it. You remember Roger Bannister running through that ticker tape, seeing the clock that said 239 seconds. The picture and the words made him beat a world record. Muhammad Ali said, you know what, I said I was the greatest before I even knew that I was, but I said it so much, and then guess what happened? I became the greatest, of course. He never said, I'm second best, I'm a loser, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. And what's wrong with saying I'm the greatest? I'm the greatest in my business, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. Say it, believe it. Put that picture in your head. I have a skill, I have a unique skill set, I'm good. What I do, I'm meant to do this. The universe gave me this talent, and of course it supports me in making a success. I'm a brilliant photographer. I'm a phenomenal copywriter. I'm an amazing chef. I'm a wonderful mom. I'm a phenomenal parent, partner. I'm a great teacher. I'm a great motivator. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm an amazing baker. You were given those skills, so fill up your head with pictures of you being amazing. Make the words amazing. And finally, what is it that you want? Make it familiar. Praise, self-belief, boosting your own self-esteem, being responsible for how you feel. You see, when you say to someone, you ruined my life, they can't ruin your life unless you let them. You've hurt me. Well, yeah, people can hurt you, but you can choose to get over it. So you are responsible. The pictures in your head, the words you say to yourself, what your mind thinks you want, and what you make familiar and what you make unfamiliar, you are responsible. And that's a great thing, because you can do it. So see it now. So as you go deeper, you're so excited, you embrace this, you make it your own, you own it, you adopt it, you put these things into your life, you wake up to exciting music every day. And when you get up, you tell your mind, today I want to have a great day, today I want to go to work and do more, today I'm going to sell more, do really well with my clients, do really well with my colleagues. Today I express myself more. You tell your mind, I want this, I've chosen this. Even saying this, I want to get out of bed now and go to work full of energy. Tell your mind what you want. This is what I want. And at the end of the day, you say to your mind, right now I want you to empty completely so sleep comes to me. And at lunch you go, I want healthier food. I've chosen better food. I've chosen to feel great. I've chosen to eat vegetables and lean protein and fruit. And I've chosen to notice how much more energized I am. I've chosen to go to the gym or to take a walk. I've chosen to put great things in my life. And you can see yourself all the time filling up your mind with positive words, which of course have to fill up your mind with positive images, and you can see yourself really embracing the familiar, unfamiliar. You make praise familiar. You make self-belief familiar. You make motivating yourself and working harder and smarter familiar. And you make so many things unfamiliar. Negative self-talk, procrastination, all of that becomes unfamiliar. And you just do this so easily. You have a little song that you sing in your head over and over again. And you pick the words that you like. You can take any song and you can change the lyrics. You can sing "This Girl Is on Fire" by Beyonce every time you're going to a meeting. Or of course, "This boy is on fire, this guy is on fire." You can sing "I am titanium, bring it on, bring it on." You can sing "Happy" by Pharrell. You see, when you just sing a song, when you just change the lyrics in your head, guess what you're doing? This girl is on fire, I'm happy, I am titanium. You're telling your mind what you want. The pictures in your head are positive, and you're making all that, oh my God, what if it goes wrong? Unfamiliar. So I promise you, songs can change your life. They really do change your life. So I want you to think now of the song you're going to sing to yourself, the song you're going to have as your ringtone on your phone, the song that's going to be on your alarm, the song that you sing every time you go into a meeting, every time you go to meet a client. You sing that song. And in singing that song, you're lying, cheating, and stealing. Lying to your mind, cheating fear, stealing back confidence. Who would have thought that lying, cheating, and stealing was a great motto? But for you, it is how you live your life. So I want you to just take a few minutes. I want you to see it, to feel it, to live it, to become it. This isn't what you do. This is who you are. And as you go deeper, you're so aware of a powerful transformation taking place in you as you go deeper. You're aware that you feel good about yourself. Every day you feel so thrilled because you dialogue with your mind, you collaborate with yourself. And your dialogue with your mind, your collaboration with yourself is so perfect, so spot on, so finely tuned that your life just gets better and better, and you feel good about yourself. And because you feel good about yourself, other people feel good about you. And all this emanates, it all begins from the song you sing to yourself, the language you use, the pictures, the words, this relevant, up-to-date, dialoguing with your mind, this relevant, positive, up-to-date, specific, detailed collaboration you have with your mind is changing your life. And if you're a parent, you teach your children to do the same thing. You just lead by example. You never go, oh, that's going to go wrong. We'll never get there in time. I bet we hit traffic. Oh, you're going to get car sick, and that's going to make me ill. And if I eat that, I'll get fat. No, 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 no. That's all in the past. You say, it's all going to work out perfectly. We have enough time. And if we're 5 minutes late, it doesn't make the slightest bit of difference. Your body likes healthy food, but also it burns off other stuff because you've got a great metabolism. So see every time you eat saying, my body burns all of this off. My metabolic rate is so good. Whatever I eat, I just burn it off. And when I take a walk or go to the gym or use my body, my muscles are great and my body is fit and healthy. And I'm so happy that my immune system is good. And now I fight things like colds. They just don't exist because I'm happy. You see, here's a choice. I'm going to get sick now. My colleague sneezed in front of me. I'm going to get sick. I went out in the rain. Or I have such a great immune system. My immune system is strong. And the happier I am, the better my immune system is. And I stay well. Even if people around me are sick, I am well. You see, the choices you have about lying, cheating, and stealing are limitless. You are brilliant. You tell your mind what you want. You are so specific, so detailed, so relevant. You can only get what you want. You fill your mind up with good pictures and words so that you're even more certain you will get what you want. And you make getting what you want familiar in the best possible way, because all the things you want are good things. And you notice how family members, work colleagues, partners, friends are following your lead, doing what you do, because you are a shining example. You are a walking, talking, living expression of how life is so good when you run your brain, when your mind is your cheerleader, your best friend, a supportive parent who believes in you, when you always make the pictures good and the words good and make good stuff. I mean, of course, it doesn't matter if you have an off day. This isn't about being perfect. If you do this 80% of the time, you'll feel amazing. If you do it 90% of the time, you'll feel phenomenal. You don't have to do it 100% of the time. Just do it almost all the time, because you're human. And that's fine too. So feeling amazing, feeling wonderful, feeling phenomenal, feeling so excited, feeling aware of the phenomenal transformations taking place in you all the time. And seeing how you are changing in the best possible way, and using this recording, loving this recording, owning it, playing this recording so familiar that the words on it fill up your mind and start to rewire your mind to be positive, to dialogue and collaborate with yourself perfectly, not just sometimes, but all the time. So feeling amazing and making this who you are as much as what you do. When you're ready, you can slowly, calmly, easily, effortlessly return to your full awareness. Feeling wonderful, feeling good about this session, feeling good about yourself, feeling awesome. Knowing that your mind is full of positive words and images, feeling excited. Feeling fully aware on the count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You can just open up your eyes and just take a long, deep breath. Of course, if you're sleeping, then you can just drift into a deep sleep that will carry you right through until the morning, and you can dream the most powerful, exciting, healing, wonderful, liberating dreams, and you can do that anytime at all, including
just make
right
yourself comfortable. Make
now.
sure your phone is off the hook and you're not going to be disturbed. And when you're ready, I want you to separate your hands and feet, and I want you to look up as high as you possibly can, as if you're looking into your own eyebrows, keeping your eyes glued to a real or imagined spot overhead. Just breathe in and breathe out. And take another deep breath. Keep that looking up sensation so your eyeballs are rolled up, and every time you blink, that is deep hypnosis coming upon you. Exhale. And just one more time, breathe in, keep your eyeballs up. And this time as you exhale, the trick is to keep your eyeballs up, but to quickly close your eyelids right down right now. That's perfect. So just let your eyelids shut down, and as your eyes shut, then you can forget all about the position of your eyeballs. It no longer matters. I want you to drop your chin so you have that same looking down feeling that you might get as you look over a balcony or down a flight of stairs. You are looking down 10 steps. You have that same looking down feeling that you get as you look over a balcony, down a stairwell. Just dropping your chin is giving you that looking down sensation. And as I count backwards, you're going to see your feet, hear your feet, feel your feet treading each step right now. You're moving on to step 10 as each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 9, and you can see your feet treading each step. You are taking step 8. You can hear your feet connecting to every step. You're taking step 7, and you can feel your feet touching every step as you go deeper. You're taking step 6. You're going deeper with every sound you hear, every sound and noise and movement around you is carrying you deeper, further into hypnosis. You're taking step 5, you are halfway down. Going even deeper still, you are taking step 4. As each muscle, every nerve turns loose, lets loose, and you go deeper. You're taking step 3 as you gently, calmly, easily move on over to an even deeper level. You are taking step 1. Just go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper. Every time I click my fingers like this and say the words go deeper, drift deeper, sink deeper, you are going deeper. So as you go deeper into an absolutely relaxed state, as you go deeper, drift deeper and sink deeper, you understand that your mind is yours to master. Your mind's job is to work for you, to give you what you want and so much more. And you master your mind, you run your mind. And the reason that you master and run your mind so superbly is because you understand the key facts about your mind that change your life. You only really need to know 3 things about how your mind works. As you know them, understand them, get them and apply them, you understand so superbly the workings of your own mind, but you also understand the workings of the mind of everyone else too. So every day you implement the 3 key things about your mind. And as you implement the 3 ways to understand your own mind and those of others too, your mind becomes and remains your greatest ally. Your mind becomes your most faithful employee, your most loyal friend. It's like a cheerleader believing in you, supporting you every day. And every day, the 3 things about your mind that you must know are embedded in your memory. And every day you understand that the most important communication skill in the world is not in fact how good you are at communicating with other people. It is how good you are at communicating with your own mind. How good you are at dialoguing with your mind. And every day you have a powerful, driving, motivating ability to collaborate perfectly with your mind. You collaborate with yourself, you dialogue with your mind because you understand that your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. Your mind does what you tell it to do. It does what it thinks you want. It does what it believes is in your very best interest. Your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. That is your mind's job. And your job is to tell your mind exactly what you want. And you do your job perfectly, superbly, expertly, because you do your job of dialoguing with your mind so perfectly. Your mind does its job of giving you what you want. Your mind does its job of giving you what you want perfectly too. So just let yourself go deeper every day. You communicate with your mind, and you communicate in a way where your communication, your dialogue is crystal clear. It is precise, it is relevant, it is up to date. It can never be misinterpreted. Your mind understands what you want. You talk to your mind and say, this is what I want. This is what I insist on. This is what I require of myself. This is what I need. And because you dialogue with your mind perfectly, your mind dialogues with you. Your mind is like a cheerleader. Every day goes, yes, you can do that. Of course you can do that. You're wonderful at that. Yay, you can do it. Because you and your mind are a perfect team, dialoguing perfectly with each other, understanding each other perfectly, and that understanding starts with you. You tell your mind what you want, and your mind is working with you, clearly knowing and understanding what it is you want. You communicate with your mind in such a specific, detailed, relevant, and up-to-the-minute way. And that ensures that the dialogue that goes on between you and your mind is precise and accurate. It's relevant, it's up to date. And you get what you want from life. Your mind absolutely assists you in achieving everything that you want. Your mind assists you in having success in every area of your life because you know and remember and you live by the awareness that your mind is always doing what it thinks you want. That's its job, and your job is to let your mind know what you want. And you tell your mind, I want to work all weekend on my website. I want to work all weekend on my business, and I want to go running in the cold. I want to eat fruit instead of cake. I've chosen to, I prefer to eat vegetables to pizza. You see, your mind doesn't care if what you tell it is right or wrong, or good or bad, or healthy or unhealthy. It doesn't even care if it's true. It lets it in. Your mind doesn't care what you tell it, but you better tell your mind great things because it lets in whatever you tell it. When you say things like, I can't stand this and it makes me sick and I'm exhausted, your mind believes you. When you go, I love it, it excites me and I have energy, your mind believes that too. You know, all the exciting things we did with a lemon, with the arm behind the back, showing you again and again and again how your mind believes what you tell it. And you know it. You have absolute, irrefutable proof. And now that you know it, you tell your mind clearly what you want. You tell it and then you remind it on a daily basis what it is you want. You want success and you are prepared to work hard for it. You want to be fit and have a healthy, lean body, and you are prepared to change the way you eat. You want to stay up late and get up early if that is what having a successful business requires. You want to speak to people who can fund you or help you, and you are able to speak to them. Because every day you tell your mind, first, I want this, I'm ready, this excites me. And now you and your mind are the most superb team, working together for what it is that you want. All because the clear, precise, accurate, specific, and absolutely relevant language that you use to dialogue with yourself causes your mind to perceive what you want as a benefit to you. You know that your mind works on desires and wants that are often incorrectly expressed or outdated. And so you keep your mind bang up to date. You keep it in the present. You get more and more results because of your ongoing commitment to do this all the time. You see, you think about Marines running through rain and mud, and they sing. And because they sing, their mind says, well, you must like this because you're singing, and your singing is telling me you like it. You can imagine a needle. And it's not a needle that hurts you, what you tell your mind. Oh, this is going to hurt, or wow, this is going to make me feel high. Even a burger. You can look at a burger and go, gosh, that's a dead animal, I couldn't eat that. Or that's a sacred cow, I couldn't eat that. Or, oh, wow, that looks so juicy and I'm really hungry. Because it's not events, it's what we believe about the events. And now your mind understands exactly what you want. It understands it like a Marine, like an Olympic athlete. You cannot afford the luxury of negative thoughts. Of course, you can choose to say whatever you want, but what you can't choose when you say negative things like, oh, this is boring, I hate this is a nightmare, this is killing me. When you choose to use those words, you cannot choose the terrible negative effects they have on your body and how easily they make you sick. So you choose positive language. You choose to direct your mind. You choose to see your mind as like your perfect PA, always working for you, knowing exactly what you want, giving you exactly what you want. because of your commitment to dialoguing with yourself. You dialogue with yourself, you communicate with your mind. Use detailed, specific words that give your mind the right messages. And therefore mistakes cannot be made. You see, whenever you go, I don't really want to do that, and I'm dreading that, your mind will make you resist anything it thinks you don't want to do. When you go, oh, I'd love to eat cake, I've got to eat lettuce, your mind will actually inspire you and intensify your need for cake. When you go, I can't eat pizza, but I really want it, your mind will increase the desire for pizza. Your mind's job is to come up with resistance for anything it thinks you don't want. But your mind doesn't have to come up with resistance because you let it know what you want. You want to work hard. You want to believe in yourself. You want to do the right things that allow you to be fit and healthy and vibrant. You want a wonderful, loving relationship. And because you use the right words, mistakes cannot be made. Your mind gets it right every time you say, I've chosen to do this. I want to do this. I've chosen to feel great about it. And the minute your mind knows, oh, you've chosen this and you've chosen to feel great about it, then your mind just gives you more energy, more passion, more desire. The minute your mind knows you want this, you've chosen it, then it moves you towards what you want. But when you say, I'm not sure, don't really want to do it, your mind moves you away from it. So you tell your mind, I want to focus on my exams. I want to devote my free time to my business. I find it engrossing and rewarding to work at home. I find it engrossing and rewarding to exercise. It thrills me to eat healthily. This signals so clearly to your mind that that is what you want. There is no room for misinterpretation because you leave no room for misinterpretation. You say to your mind, I've chosen this and I've chosen to feel great. And this is so clear. And it absolutely taps into the scientific fact that your mind does what it thinks you want it to do. It's always moving you away from what it thinks you don't want and towards what it thinks you do want. But be very careful that your mind doesn't think what you want is lying on the sofa, because that isn't what you want at all. So every day you show your mind what you want. You give direct instructions to your mind that you want to speak in public, you want to talk to your boss, you want to present your ideas. And the more your mind knows that you want to stand up and speak in front of a group, the more your mind will give you the energy, the motivation, the excitement to do this. And the other thing about your mind, of course, is that it responds to the words and pictures. And you always make sure that your words are positive, your pictures are positive. That is your job. Use detailed, descriptive words and exciting images. You tell your mind over and over again what you want. The way you feel about anything is because of the pictures you make in your head and the words you say to yourself. And your absolute job is to make those pictures positive, to make those words positive. And that's what you do. You make the words positive. And if you're doing something you're not enjoying and you sing or whistle, then your mind believes you must like it. And that's a wonderful thing. And when you're working out or working on your business, you say, I love this. There's nowhere else I'd rather be. And that becomes your reality. Your words become your reality. And now you are running your mind, doing a phenomenal job, a stellar job, an incredible job. You take control of the pictures in your head and the words you say to yourself. And you react to your own thoughts and images. And because you know that you react to your thoughts, to your images, to your words, you choose to put positive words in your mind and positive images. You are changing your words and images, and that is changing your reality. You simply wouldn't think of saying it's a disaster, it's a nightmare, it's hell. You might go, it's a challenge, it's an opportunity. But you see, you understand that you are in charge of those words. And you use good words. You use amazing words. You use good pictures. Your words become your reality. And your mind uses the words you use to identify what you're feeling. Your mind takes every word you speak as literal. It takes every picture you put in your head as literal. And because you know this, you choose positive words. And the feelings you get are positive. You say things like, I can manage, I have phenomenal coping skills, I have extraordinary coping skills, I have wonderful coping skills. As you say that, of course, you develop wonderful coping skills, because the words and images you are using put you in charge and make you feel and act and react like a winner. So you tell your mind what you want using clear words. You take full responsibility for those words and pictures. The word responsibility means an ability to respond. You are responsible. You respond to the right words. And finally, you understand that our minds like what is familiar and resist what is unfamiliar. That's a fact. But here's another fact. You can make anything familiar. If you never run and you begin to run, after a while running becomes familiar. If you have tea with lots of sugar and you take it out, it feels unfamiliar, but eventually it feels so familiar. When you go back to tea full of sugar, that feels unfamiliar. If you always get up early, it feels familiar. So you can make anything familiar, and what you are doing, not just today, but every day, is making self-praise, self-belief familiar. You make believing in yourself, praising yourself familiar. You make being ambitious and disciplined and dedicated familiar. And you make sabotaging yourself and procrastinating, being lazy, you make that so completely unfamiliar. Every day you make what is negative and familiar, like being critical on yourself, you make that unfamiliar. And every day you make what is unfamiliar but good, like self-belief, familiar. You make praise and self-praise familiar, and it dramatically, powerfully boosts your self-esteem. You make self-discipline, pushing yourself further, believing in yourself familiar. You make being healthy familiar. And you make all of those horrible things like putting yourself down, putting things off, procrastinating, being negative, you make those things unfamiliar. And every day you have massive success. Every day you move on from one fantastic accomplishment to another. Your potential expands as you move towards it. You can never ever know what your potential is, because once your mind moves to new dimensions and new behaviors, it never ever goes back. So right now, see your mind and see those 3 facts about your mind. It does what it thinks you want it to do, what it believes is in your best interest. The way you feel is because of the words and pictures you put in your head, and your mind likes what is familiar and avoids what is unfamiliar. But you can now see yourself absolutely accepting that as the truth. And now you tell your mind what you want clearly, specifically, clearly. You make sure it is your job to be responsible for the words and pictures in your head. And you are doing a great job, a phenomenal job. So as you go deeper, you know that your potential expands as you move towards it. You can never know what your potential is, because as you move towards your potential, it expands. And once your mind has moved to new behaviors and new dimensions, it never ever goes back. And now that your brilliant mind, your genius mind, is run by you, now that you clearly let it know what you want, now that you take charge of the words and pictures, now that you make what is good familiar and what is negative unfamiliar, Your mind will never go back. It cannot go back because it's moved on to a new dimension. It's moved to a new behavior where you dialogue with it beautifully, not just sometimes, but all the time. And every day you have unflinching self-belief. You have extraordinary success because your mind is filled up with the right images and the right words, not just sometimes, but all the time. You now have more success. You visualize peak success and you move towards it. Every day you feel amazing because first you make your beliefs and then your beliefs make you. So just let yourself go deeper. And as you go deeper, your habits are yours to change. And this recording is making changes that benefit you for the rest of your life. You go towards success because you communicate and dialogue with yourself in such a clear way that your mind takes you to success and it keeps you there. And the more you do this, the easier it is. So just take a minute and see yourself owning those habits, embracing those habits, loving those habits, feeling wonderful, feeling amazing, feeling phenomenal. As you go deeper and deeper and even deeper still, you can see this is all so easy. It isn't what you do, it's who you are. You make positive behavior familiar and you make negative behavior unfamiliar. So feeling wonderful, feeling amazing, feeling phenomenal, feeling extraordinary. Knowing that you are running your mind and you always will. And you will always be happy and successful because of the decision you made to run your mind today and every day. So when you're ready, you can slowly, calmly, easily, effortlessly return to your full awareness, feeling amazing, feeling wonderful, feeling good about yourself, feeling good about this audio, feeling determined to play it over and over again. So on the count of 3, 4, and 5, you can just open up your eyes, fill up your lungs, take a deep breath. And if you're playing this recording in bed at night before sleeping, you can just ignore those last few suggestions. You can drift into a deep sleep and you can dream the most healing, releasing, liberating dreams. And you can do that anytime at all, including right now.